In terms of picking up hands, here he's got two jacks.
Raise.
And he is going to 3-bet it. 975,000 now the bet. And Jonathan's got to wonder what's going on. He says, I never seem to win a pot heads up with this guy.
But he will call this. King 7 of spades up against jacks.
And flop comes ace 4 deuce. Neither player happy to see the ace.
But Roth with the jacks gonna bet 625.
Yeah, makes the continuation bet. Jonathan is going to make the call here, Vince. No hand, no draw. This just a float. Perhaps he's going to try to steal it later on. Now the 8 of hearts comes off. This gives Rath a flush draw to go along with his jacks, and it goes check, check. And now a 10 of spade on the river.
Roth just not trusting that his opponent, maybe he has an ace, he's thinking he checks again.
1.205.
And now the nice strong bet with nothing by Jonathan. And the bet is 1.2 million. And Roth looking very uncomfortable. He's going to muck this.
Wow.
Jonathan is going to show the hand.
Nice hand.
That'll make the flying saucer tilt as it's orbiting the earth, I'll tell you that.
Okay, the antes are up to 50,000. Blinds are 150 and 300,000. Action on Roth from Toronto. He's only 24. He's got a king 6 this time.
He makes it 700,000 to go here. Jonathan going to make the call here with the 7-6. Wants to see a flop. Now flop comes king, jack, deuce.
Roth has hit the pair of kings.
450.
And Jonathan with just 7 high will make a bet. Plunge away at 450.
Wow, he's going to lead right out into the pre-flop razor here. But that's not going to work. As Ratherham has top pair, as you can see. And he's just going to call the 450. Figures Jonathan might be on a straight draw or flush draw. Wants to see what comes off here. Well, a deuce comes off. Jonathan is checked.
Yep, Roth is going to bet it.
Yep, 950,000.
1.4 on top.
What the heck is going on?
He has check raised with 7 high, folks. 1.4 million on top. This might not bode well for him. Ratherham has made the call here with kings up. So we are going to the river.
River card coming up. Let's see what happens. It's a queen of hearts. So Jonathan hitting none of that. Just has 7 high. Will he continue his fluff and puff show?
2.6.
Oh, yes, he's going to do it. You got to like this.
And a healthy bet of 2.6 million.
You got to appreciate the guts of the man has. And we know, of course, Roth has top pair. Bad kicker. But with the queen there, got 2 pair, and they share the queen kicker.
Well, Vince, the check raise on the turn. You're just scared your opponent's got ace king.
Oh, wow.
Even 2 aces.
He's going to lay this down.
You show yours, I show mine.
You do 1 for 1.
Oh, you don't want to see it again.
All right, that one.
This one?
Yeah.
That one.
Whichever one he shows him, he knows he laid down the best hand.
He was bluffing.
He's bluffing again.
90,000, and Dennis ace 4 behind him.
He's reaching for raising chips, which I'm not a fan of. This is problematic, Vince, because he's gone so small, his opponent is getting the correct price to call with anything in position, and you have a hand that doesn't really play very well post-flop.
A lot of players would come back over the top with the ace-king, but no, Mark content just to call it, hoping to get lucky on the flop. Queen 8-3 on the flop.
Not a great flop for either player.
Dennis gonna put out a bet, 235.
Mark has too much hand here. Plus his hand is underrepresented by just calling the 3-bet pre-flop on the button, so he's gonna continue.
Turn card is another queen. Dennis still with nothing, just a little ace high with a bad kicker.
This might work, but this bet seems crazy to me. Your opponent can have all of the queens. He's not folding an 8. He's not folding any pairs to you. If he's got like 9-10 or Jack-10, he still might call you and try and bluff the river. I'm really just not a fan of this one, Vince.
Well, he's bet 560. Action clock ticking down, putting the pressure on the Irishman, and he's going to get the chips out and make this call.
And it just goes to show if you're bluffing with ace high and your opponent won't fold ace high, you've picked the wrong spot to bluff.
River card. Dennis sickened about this, hoping to get something. No. 10 on the river. So neither player with a pair. Does Dennis give up the betting?
That's not a good card for Dennis. A lot of the hands that we'll call twice with might have like 9-10, Jack-10, maybe with the backdoor flush draw. Of course, 10 of hearts makes that impossible.
Dennis is checked. Wow, it's a 650 bet into Dennis.
Mark seems concerned that, well, maybe my opponent has some kind of weird pair that he got to the river with. I don't want to let him show that down. I'm not sure this is exactly the hand I turn into a bluff, but I don't hate what he's doing here. What if Dennis check raises? That would be so nasty.
I'm all in.
Oh, wow.
Oh, quick fold by Mark.
Oh, Mark getting so punished for betting that river.
Ace high.
Uncle Rocco has 2 deuces on the button.
Getting out racing chips. Yes, he's going to make it 160 to go. And let's take a look at Chris. Has got queens.
Unbelievable.
Beautiful hand.
I think he's raised this guy just about every time he's come in a pot. Sometimes he has a hand, sometimes he doesn't. This time he does. And he's going to make it 420,000 to go.
Patrick frustrated. Can't get in cheap with his ace-3 of clubs. Folds the hand. So back on Michael Rocco. Former chip leader. He's going to call. He's investing. He hopes to get lucky. Here we are.
Most of the chips Rocco's lost have been to Mormon.
Good flop for Chris Mormon with the overpair, but he's going to check it.
And Rocco checks right behind him. Don't want to fall into any traps, which he would have. Now a 9 comes off. Now Chris is going to reach for chips.
He'd like to have his old rival really pay him off. And right now he's betting 455. He's got to be feeling pretty good, but no more, because look at this Michael Rocco making a play, going to 1.5 million. Incredible.
Well, Chris Mormon, who 3-bet before the flop and then checked on the flop of 10 high, which is a little strange, now is going to make the call here.
Yeah, good solid call. Huge pot going to the river. It's an ace of hearts.
Well, neither player going to like to see that card. Fearful the other guy's got an ace in his hand. Mormon going to check.
Now, what do you do if you're Michael? It would take such boldness to continue the larceny.
Wow.
Just check it down and know that you probably beat. When you take a stab at another bluff, this takes a lot of bravery to stick those chips in. That's exactly what he's going to do.
Wow. And he's put almost all his chips in this pot on a bluff.
2.1 million. This is a very bold bet.
And if you're in Mormon seat, this is a very tough call to make, folk. You're fearful your opponent's made something like ace-9, where he's got aces up now.
It would be the call of the year, but so difficult to make. They have to manipulate it on the turn, and now the river. It's going to work for Michael Rocco. What a move!
He outplayed